Welcome to the live stream where I am going to go over my last week where I rented a car for Uber. I wanted to check out the Uber rental program. I worked for a week. Let me know if this music is a little bit too loud right now. But I rented a car, and I'm going to go over all the money I made, go over the numbers, the hours I worked, how much it cost me, and how much I actually made on there. So if you're interested in becoming a driver, there's a link in the description. You can be an Uber driver, sign up to be an Uber driver. If you're interested in renting a car, I'm going to show you how you're going to do that through the rental program on Uber. Just so you know, it takes like 2 weeks for you to pass a background check for to become an Uber driver. So make sure if you're thinking about it, you get started, just get approved. Don't worry, it's not going to cost you anything. All you do is you sign up and you start the background check process. And then while that's going on, you can figure out, if you're going to drive, if you're going to use your own car, or if you want to use a rental car. Because honestly, like after renting the car, it's a pretty good program. You can definitely make some good money with it. I want to show you the numbers so you can kind of make the decision for yourself, though. But I gotta say, overall, it was a fun time. Somewhat of a fun time driving. I think I did like 50 hours or so, over 50 hours last week driving for Uber. Made over $1,800 driving. That was with the rental car. I rented that for the entire week, from Monday to Monday, and I took advantage of some promotions that they had going on. It was kind of an interesting process because I haven't really been driving a whole lot, and it was kind of fun to get back on the road and do it all again. But somebody tell me, how is the music on this right now? Do I need to turn the music down? I'm still trying to up my live stream game. That quality looks terrible. How does the camera look, and how's the sound on this, you guys? Hey, Kevin, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Kevin says, good afternoon. From Lakewood, Florida. Just saying thank you for all your videos that you did. I'm enjoying all of them. That's cool, man. Kevin, are you a driver right now? So what I'm going to do in just a little bit, let me see. I'm going to check what's going on over here. I feel like that camera is blurry. How's the audio on here? Everything looks fine? Salad Boy, thank you for being here, buddy. Is it blurry at all? I feel like it's blurry. Wanted to clean that lens a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's just being crazy. Okay, well anyway, so I know if you're interested in like learning about how much I made, go ahead, smash up that like button. I need some likes on this video. I'm gonna edit it later. Don't worry, I know it's a little boring start. How's the music sound on here? Can you guys even hear the music coming out? And Kevin, you're not a driver yet? All right, let me link up with the Uber app here. Because I know that's what anybody even cares about. They want to see the money. They want to see the hours, see what happened. All right, let me add this device here. What's this one? Okay, there we go. You guys seeing that now? So you can see my Uber app, see what's going on. Can we do this? We should probably do this on the other side, right? Move that over here. Move you up. Move me up. And then I gotta like change positions on these. No, then that covers my face. It's not gonna work that way. Alright, you're going back over there. Alright, well anyways, there's the app. Thanks for being here, guys. So what's going on? What do we have going on last week? So this is May 3rd through the 10th. Not this week. We are talking about this next week. And Salad Boy's asking, wondering why I'm not using my own car, doing a rental car. And that's a very good question. Thank you very much for asking. I like that question a lot. Hold on, I'm just kind of get adjusted here. Yeah, well, the reason is this is because, like, I was using my MDX, and that's a premium vehicle, and it costs a lot more in gas. And you can't really, it's not the type of vehicle that I would say to use driving Uber X, only because like you do so many rides and you can really beat up your vehicle, and especially not being good on gas, that's a major thing. Like when I was driving full time before, and I was using my Acura MDX, I would spend $600 a month in gas, and still make the same kind of money I just made with that rental. So honestly, like, it wouldn't be worth it for me to drive that car just as Uber X, the MDX, because it's bad on gas, and that car can generate a lot more money on the premium rides. Those premium rides really pay well, and you don't have to drive a lot in your car, so you're not putting a lot of wear and tear. So there's really two different purposes, and like this is kind of the reason that I actually did this whole thing where I documented renting the car and going into it and seeing if it even makes sense, because if the cost is too much to rent the car, then it's probably not worth it. But the car I rented was so good on gas, it actually like made it very worth it. And after all my expenses were paid and the amount of time that I actually put in, it's not that bad. I think it's a really good gig. Like if you don't have a car, or you don't want to use your own car, which I highly recommend. I think that should be like the new strategy, is like almost have two cars, or at least one car and use a rental car, or until you can save up enough where you can buy a cheap vehicle. And I kind of want to look at that today too. I would love to look up. I want to see what is analyze the vehicles and the gas mileage, and what is the best vehicles to drive for Uber based off the information that I've been through and all the rides that I've given. I mean, I've given like 5,000 rides, and then I just did a full-time week last week with the rental car. And I want to put together these numbers and see which vehicle is the best. And I mean, in my opinion, in my theory, I think just like having a hybrid minivan that can do XL and regular Uber X, and a car, vehicle that's good enough on gas that you can do Uber Eats. I think all those three things right there would make the best. I mean, I think that's going to be the best vehicle. But I also want to see what the Priuses cost and how much those things are how much they cost, and what's their expense. Because if you can get a Prius for like $5,000, $5 to $10,000, that's probably a car worth that you want to buy and you want to use in Uber and everything. But why am I showing this number? Okay, let's show the money I made from last week. So that was my earnings last week. Maybe I don't know how to do it. I have to come back over here. Okay. All right, that's fine. All right, yeah, these are my earnings from last week. So as you can see, I made $18.58.50, 50 hours online, 130 trips. It was 130 trips. It was kind of like I put in some long nights there. I put in some long days. I was hurting. And I ain't gonna lie, like putting in this kind of hours in the car kind of sucks. Like the car that I rented, it wasn't all that great of a car. It was like low grade. It was a Sentra. It was beat up. It needed maintenance. It just wasn't the most comfortable car to spend 50 hours in driving all over the city of Boston. But I did it. I powered through on a lot of those days. You can see like the average is kind of the same, like on Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday it pops. And like on Wednesday is when either I think I just had a big day there. Yeah, I think that was just like a really big day. I don't know if I think. Yeah, okay. So on Wednesday I hit one of the promotions. So that's when one of the promotions hit. That was the first promotion. And then on Sunday is when you see the second promotion hit. So those two big pops, and those two big pops are very important, because I think like if we look down at everything down here, we're looking at promotions. It was $576 of my total earnings, right? So look at the net fare was $1158.76. The promotions were $576. And that's a really good reason that if you're, if you're thinking about should you drive for Uber right now, I think that like just in those promotions that I hit there, that is huge because I mean, look how that's like 40% of the earnings, right? So you get a 40% boost just from the promotions that Uber's running right now. And they're still running those promotions. You can take advantage of those. So if you want to sign up for Uber, use my link in the description and you'll have access to me and I'll help you. Any questions that you have, I'll help you get started, I'll help you get signed up. And anybody that uses my link and finishes the 30-day challenge gets a free dash cam from me as well. So my link is in the description. If you want to make this kind of money, use my link. And like I said, I'll coach you and give you a free dash cam. But those promotions you can hit, $576, and then the tips. So the tips. So I had a theory, and my goal was always to make around 10% when I was driving my premium vehicle. 10% of my fare should be tips, right? And I would always, and there's always an argument saying that some riders that take the premium rides will tip more over Uber X's. And I've seen a lot of people drive Uber X and make 10% tips, right? So that was kind of the benchmark for me in a premium vehicle. And so I think like hitting that in a rental vehicle that was crappy, and honestly it was dirty. When I got it, it wasn't even clean. And that's just the rental car's fault, and I could have taken responsibility for that myself and cleaned it better. I mean, I cleaned it a little bit. I wiped it down and everything, but like the seats were dirty, like the floor, there's pet hair like all over the car. I was very disappointed in the car itself. As far as like its appearance, its interior appearance, and the level of care that the rental agency put on it. I was going into assuming the car would be like detailed, spotless, which honestly it should have been for paying the kind of price that you pay for that car, but it wasn't. It was dirty, and I was still able to collect 10%, if not more, of my fare earnings in tips. So that 10% rule, I think, like having to do with the car is out. I don't think that is a real thing. I think it's more in how the people feel when they ride with you, because like they'll get in the car with a whole bunch of different people and a bunch of different drivers, and I think like it's important how you talk to them. I think that's a very important point. I think like how you talk to them is going to be one of the most important things that goes on inside, like in your ability to earn tips. It's definitely not a cleanly car. Like my car was not clean. I mean, and honestly, it needed maintenance. It was like squeaking in the back every time I hit the brakes. We came to a complete stop. It'd be like some grinding and stuff. And I was like, I'm not taking this car in. I rented this car, so. Just to let you know, like, it was probably the worst conditions I probably could have asked for to be driving a car. And I still got over 10% in tips. So I don't know, if that tells you anything, you can make some good money with Uber. All right, but you're going to put your work in. What happened to me? What happened on Saturday? Saturday was a bad day, and I was trying to knock out a bunch of drives on Saturday because I didn't hit the big promotion. So I was trying to go for the biggest promotion that we could get on Sunday. See, that was $298 promotion. What I really wanted to get, it was like a $400 promotion, and I wanted to hit it, and I needed to hit it by Sunday. I did 20 trips on Sunday. On Saturday, I only did 18 trips. I was actually trying to get out and do 30 trips on Saturday, but I got so beat up because I had so many trips that people wanted to, make stops on their ride. And I had people making an 18-minute trip, wanting a stop, coming back, have me wait for them and come back another 18 minutes. And it was crazy, and I had so many of those. And, people are doing it because they can't get any Ubers. There's no Ubers out there, and there's no drivers. So they have to wait 20 minutes for a driver to come. So now what all these people are doing is, like, once they get an Uber, they make as many stops as possible, and then they finish their ride. So even if you have to go out and come back, that's what you got to do. And so what happened is it really killed my trips per hour rate. So it really dropped my trips per hour down. And that sucked because I could have knocked out some more rides, and I could have probably brought in another like $250 to $300 if I had more time. But I just ran out of time. I just couldn't do it anymore. Because look, on Saturday I was online 9 hours and 32 minutes. On Sunday I was online 7 hours and 43 minutes. I made 20 trips. Right? So that's a way better rate than Saturday at 9 hours and 18 trips. Friday was 22 trips in 9 hours, right? So Friday was probably the best rated day. And that's what I was hoping for on Saturday. I was hoping to get out there and get after it. But it didn't work out that way. I got screwed because of all the people taking trips and wanting to come back. And then 6 trips. I was only online for a little while on Thursday. I don't know what happened. Oh, I think I had some fun on Wednesday night, and then I had my daughter on Thursday night, so that was a short day. I got out there for a little bit, tried to knock out some trips. If I had a longer Thursday, I could have made the big promotion. I could have made the bigger promotions. So I probably could have brought in another $250 to $300, and then my total time. How do I get back to the weekly now? Wait, no. And my total time was 50 hours. I bet for another 5 hours, I could have brought in another 300 with the promotion. So I would have hit the next tier promotion, and then so I would have got like another $140 or so. So that would have helped out a lot. Oops, that would have helped out a lot, and that would have been a big week. Now my cost for the rental was the total. I don't have the. Where's the receipt? I wonder what I did with the receipt. My total. My total was like $285. Total was $285 for the total thing, for the total cost of the rental. And that was with the insurance, because although you're covered by Uber for the insurance, right? Now here's an important part, and I think like people need to know this. Although you're covered by the insurance, let me just do something real quick. Although you're covered by the insurance for Uber, there's still a $1,000 deductible. So what I had done was they offer you a $5 per day insurance coverage. So if anything happens, you don't have to pay anything. You already pay the $5 and you're covered. So if there was an accident, you're covered. You don't have to pay the $1,000 deductible if it was your fault. So I opted in to get this because I didn't want any headaches. Yes, it's an extra cost, but I just didn't want any headaches. Now I think I have to contact my insurance company, and I think that they will cover me on this rental, but they will also have their deductibles should I be at fault for something, or should you be at fault for something while you're driving. So something to think about, and your chances of getting into an accident because you're driving so much go up, increase so much that like I'm like $5 a day to reduce any headaches of cost. I'm like, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? I'll take it. But that's just me. But hold on a second. All right. I got to turn that off because I'm like listening to myself over here. The video quality sucks. Let me see that at least. Okay. Sorry guys, hold on a second. I'm going to show you. Yeah, I just got to, hold on a second. I just got to get organized here. In the end of the day, it seems like it was worth it. Salad Boy. Yeah, I'd say it was worth it, The only thing about it is like, I don't want to do it all the time, right? I don't want to watch all the time. I mean, I don't want to drive all the time because I really got beat up. What's up, Titleist? So, Salad Boy, those promotions are about like, they're like a quota. You make so many rides, you do so many drives, and then you reach a tier, and then you get and then you get a promotion. So I'll show you it. Hold on a second. Let's go back to the Uber app, and I'll show you. All right. So I'll show you the new ones. So they're gonna have new ones for us. So this is the app. It's Waltham, Boston. You go to promotions inside the app, and inside the app, this is where the promotions are. So this is the current promotion that is going on. So it's $420 for completing 100 trips. So just do the math. You do 100 trips, they're gonna give you a bonus of $420, and then you get or a lesser tier. So there's 2 tiers, and the lesser tier you get $355 for 90 trips. So just do the math. 90 trips is a little bit less than $4 per trip extra. If you do the 100 trips, 10 trips more, you're gonna get $4.20. Just do the math. But you got to hit 90 trips at least to get the bonus. So if you don't hit it, then you don't get it. But you can always pick your quest. So look at this. So now we're picking. It's offering me to pick the quest for the weekend. So this is the weekend quest from Friday morning to Monday morning. And these are the quests. These quests are a little bit better. You can make more money. Of course, you got to drive more on the weekends, which is not always the most fun. So just do the math on that. So what you do is you pick a tier, and then you get to qualify for those 2 tiers. So you have to think about how much you're going to drive and calculate. It sucks when you have to stretch yourself and you aren't getting the rides, or you're getting longer rides and you can't make the trips quick enough. Because what I really try to do is just stay in the inner city and just ping pong around the city and make rides as quick as possible just to collect the bonus. That's the strategy. So for these, I wouldn't do the least amount, because those are like nothing. $30 for 20 trips, it's like $1.50 per ride. Like, it's not even worth it. I want $4 and $5 extra per ride, and then we're talking about like a good promotion. $4 to $5. Any $3 or less, it's like you're wasting my time. So 70 trips right there. So I would start with that one. And then you can go up if you want. So 70 trips and $375. That's over $5 a ride. 50 trips, that's $4 a ride. So it bumps up significantly from 50 to 70 trips. So I would do at least 70. Maybe go to I would go to the 60 to 80 tier. The 60 trips is still a lot to make, but I would do that one, and then try, if you can, push to 80. But 80 would be tough too. You'd be driving a lot. Maybe just that 70 trip. That one would be better. That's more comfortable, the 50 to 70 trip. I know you get a nice bonus for hitting 70, but 50, you still make a bonus. So depending on how tired you are. Because honestly, there was times I just didn't want to drive anymore. I'm not out there trying to drive full time, and it was a long week. Like 50 hours is a long week. And you can't sustain that all the time. So that's what I always tell people. I'm like, this is not something that you can sustain forever. You kill yourself. Kill your car. It should be a short-term to part-time gig. Lyft has some good part-time quests going on. Let me go into Lyft. If you guys like this stuff, give me a thumbs up. Smash that like button. So $175 for guarantee for 15 rides. So that's a guarantee. So you don't actually you don't get extra money on top of each ride. You just make a certain chunk of money for giving that amount, that 15 rides. So what was it? $17.50? No. $175. So $11 per ride. That'd be pretty good average for the amount of rides you give even with promotion. So $11.60 per ride, and you only have to do that part time. Like 15 rides, that's a part time ride. To get, that's it. You only have to do that part time. And then for Uber, yeah, try again. Now I can't connect. Now I can't see it. How many trips did I say? I wish I knew how many I did before. So I just wanted to do the math. It was like 1850 divided by 30, 130 rides. Yeah, 130 rides. Like $14 per ride. So it's not as good per ride as Uber, but I didn't have to drive as many rides, right? So I'm getting $11 per ride driving part-time, whereas for Uber I'd have to drive full-time and make $14 per ride. So I mean, you have to like pick it out. Like I just think that like Uber is better for full-time driving, like in order to reach the promotions, and then Lyft is good for those part-time promotions. But they're also good to each have like to look at, because they each run different promotions at different times. Like sometimes, you know, I can do like 3 trips on Uber and make an extra $100, which is like that's real easy to hit. And then Lyft had one. It was like do 20 rides and get an extra $400. So I was like, I'll take advantage of that one too, because those are pretty good ones. It's a good chance to earn some extra money. Other than that, like, you know, there was some things going on with when I rented the car. So one thing I wanted to point out, like, if anybody is looking for this, just hope I don't have anything in here that I don't want anybody to see. There was a page where so when I was going to rent, they asked me, this is just some legal stuff. I wanted to keep this open because there was something I wanted to point out when I made this video. Yeah, the rental place wanted me to take the car in for maintenance, and I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah. So I didn't do that, and they give me like a coupon. They're like, oh yeah, we'll pay for it. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, but I just didn't do it. Like the sticker on the window like had 4,000 more miles to go, and I'm like, I'm not taking it in for anything. They try to get you to take it in so you can sit there and have maintenance done on the car. I'm like, I didn't rent this car to take care of it. I rented this car to drive it, make money. Man, I think I took a video of it, but I have to find that. So in the video that I took like a screen recording, and they ask me, as you go through the rental process, they ask you to get the insurance. They ask your insurance per day, and it was like $26. I'm definitely going to make an edited video with all this information, so just make it more clear. But I just want to go over this live. Altcoin daily. Buy Bitcoin. Don't forget to buy Bitcoin. So it said $26 a day, and I'm like, that can't be right. So then what I did was I opted out of it, and I didn't get it. And when I went to rent the car and I sat down at the desk with the lady, she asked me about insurance, and then she told me it was $5 a day. I was like, yeah, give me the $5 a day for the same thing that the app was trying to charge me $26 a day. So don't get that insurance on the app. Get the insurance at the counter when you go in to get the car. Okay, that's a good tip right there. What else, guys? What else? Who is making money with referral bonuses out there? That's what I want to know. Who's making money with referral bonuses? Who's out there driving right now? What kind of money are you making? Are you beating the 1850? 1858, 50 hours. Do the math. I wish I could open that back up right now. Stupid Uber app. What's that part? I want to check this one out. $18.58 divided by 50 hours. So how much was that total? Oh wait, but we gotta minus all the expenses, right? 18 minus, it was like 285. Minus 285, and then how much did I spend in gas? I could just check the app here. This is GoBank. This is the Uber card. So if you have Uber has a bank. It's GoBank. They're connected with GoBank, and you can have your money directly deposited in there. It's free, and you can have it accessed same day. How much did I spend in gas? $8.15. Oh, and you get cash back too, so that's why I like the Uber card. And I use my my gas app, my Get Upside app, and then I get cash back from them, and I use the card here to pay for the gas, and I get points on that too. So that's a good hack. Speedway. How much did I spend? $8. There's $1 something. No. I don't know. I have to. Oh, there they are. Okay. I was looking for these ones. 18, 15, 8. I go 19, 16, 35, and 8. What is that? 43. 43, 67. 67 and 20, 87. Almost $100, which kind of seems high. So 1473 altogether, and then that was what, divided by 50 and a half hours. All right, so that's $29 per hour. Not too bad, not too shabby. You know, when you can just go out there and you can just earn like whenever you want to, whenever you need to, whenever you want to. $29 per hour, not too bad. And that's like, so now I don't even have to think about costs for the car, because all my expenses was just paid to the rental for the week, and that's it, and I'm done. What would be even nicer in that aspect is like, if you don't need a car every day, like what a great way to be able to go out and make some money if you want to do that. And I did, you know, that was a couple Uber Eats in there too, so you don't actually have to see people. And I know that people can make this kind of money too. So that's it, man. I just wanted to bring the information to you, you know, so you can make those decisions on your own if you need to make money. We all need to make money sometimes. So, I mean, you know, that's why Uber comes in handy for me. Uber and Lyft comes in handy for me. So if you have any questions, like definitely put them down in the description. Other than that, be on the lookout for the next video. I'm going to put all the information in a video, you know, make an edited version and then get it out to you so you can see the numbers. And that's it. Hope everybody